feeling like you're stuck in a rock, like everything that you're doing, everything that you know that if you do it, there's supposed to be some sort of a shift or results in your life, but nothing is happening. The needle is just not moving forward. Well, stay with this video and watch it until the end, because I'm going to be sharing with you lessons that I learned going through what I would call the most difficult time of my life, the past year, but specifically the past 6 months since the beginning of this year until May and sometime in June. Welcome to my channel. In this channel, we discuss things that help us grow, elevate, and build the life we know we are destined for. And I always say, if you feel that's you, then please subscribe and hop into the beginning of the most exciting and amazing journey to your elevated self. Now, I've been unemployed for a year, going from last year, June 2023, to this year, June 2025. And it has been the most difficult time of my life dealing with unemployment. You know, when you're not working and then problems start flooding in, it becomes even more difficult because now you're not working, and most of the problems that you're facing, they require some sort of financial stability. You need to have money, but then you don't have money, and it feels like you're just stuck. It feels like you're drowning. It feels like you are dying inside. That was me since the beginning of this year until sometime this year in June. I wasn't working and things were just happening. It was as if there's this hole that has been happy that has opened, that is just bringing in problems into my life. And as much as I am an optimist, I'm somebody who always strive to remain positive, it was still difficult. But in this video, as I promised, I'm going to be sharing with you lessons that this difficult period that I've been through has taught me. First lesson is, you cannot not make God your friend. You need to make sure that you build some sort of a relationship with your God. And somebody may be asking, but how do I do that? I say that God is with us all the time. So if God is with me all the time, then I might as well just have conversations with Him every now and then when I feel like having a conversation with Him. When I say having a conversation, I used to dwell. I used to, when I feel like venting, just praying and making sure that I do not hide any feelings that I feel. If I'm irritated, I will make sure that I mention that. If I'm happy, if I've heard the good news, I'll make sure that I pray about it. I'll make sure that I let God know that something amazing, something good has happened to me. People are busy. You're not going to always find people. People are busy and they're dealing with their own struggles. That is why it's so important that you build a certain relationship with your God, whereby you don't try to hide who you are. You don't have to filter anything out. If you are angry, if you are frustrated, if you feel like giving up, tell God, God, I'm just so tired. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to from now. Can you please just lead me? Can you please just lead the way? I feel like I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do, but nothing is happening. That was me. And then only go to God when things are falling apart. Even when things are okay, I still maintained that relationship of speaking to Him daily. Another thing was meditating, sitting myself in a quiet space, thinking about the life that I want to live. Why do I want that certain life? And how are people closer to me going to benefit? Because if I am striving and working to become a better person, that means other people are going to experience a better version of myself. And so I will journal, write down my feelings. I will listen to the right content. When I say the right content, I mean to say, be somebody who is able to examine where they are with life and make sure that the type of content that you consume is in line with that phase that you are in. You don't want to be watching a content that is a complete opposite of where you are, because it's going to cause that distraction in your mind as well, between you and your goals and the life that you want to build. Instead of watching content or consuming a lot of content that is making you feel like you're left behind, start consuming content that is going to encourage you and leave you feeling empowered to just go after your dreams, even on days when you don't feel like doing so, even when you are not seeing any results, even when nothing is happening. The past 6 months have taught me the importance of patience, of being patient with yourself, with the things that you are doing, just allowing time to do its thing. I was pushing so hard and trying to force through, which is not a bad thing, which is not a bad idea at all. But sometimes you're just going to have to understand that things are not going to happen exactly when you want them to happen, even when you are doing exactly what you are supposed to. It's important to allow time to do its thing, to allow God, to allow life, to allow the universe to do and to take its course, because just saying, this is what I want, this is what I desire, and this is what I wish to come into my life. And I'm allowing you, God, universe, whatever that you believe in, to just start aligning things and start working out and making sure that things unfold exactly how they're supposed to. Another thing that I learned and I found that it's so important is the importance of planning. You need to write your plan down. You need to write how you are going to move, how you're going to navigate your way through your goals, through to where you want to be. This will ensure that keeps you on track. Your plan is going to keep you on track even when you don't feel like getting up and doing what you're supposed to. For an example, part of my plan was to make sure that each and every day I spend some time browsing through the internet, searching for job openings where I can send my application, searching for opportunities. And I remember sending through applications, three, four, and sometimes five applications a day for 4 full months, not even 4 or 5, for 5 months without any replies. And so if that wasn't part of my plan, I would have given up. Yes, there will be a day where you just feel like, you know what, today I just can't do this. But your plan is going to ensure that it reminds you that you still need to get up and go do what you are supposed to. That is why they say commit to your plan and never look back. Nothing's going to happen if you just do it and then you stop. If you do it when you feel like doing it, but your plan is going to help you stay in the game long enough to see if there's any fruits, to see if whatever it is that you're doing is going to bear fruits in the end. And trust me, sticking to the plan has is what has made me to be where I am today, which is I'm still going to share a video of how things just a turn of events and how things just in a space of 2 weeks, my life changed. And so I learned the importance of showing up even when you don't feel like showing up. You're sending in applications, you're not getting any replies. And when you do get a reply, it's rejections. And I remember being so frustrated because all the applications that I was sending out, I was fully qualified. I had the needed and the required experience, but still they were rejecting me. Okay, so learning that a rejection, a redirection, it's because God has went as far as to that environment, that job, that company that you want to work for, and He knows that you are not going to survive there. You are simply not going to survive. And he's just going to make sure that these places keep rejecting you because he wants you to get exactly what he has in mind. And remember, his plan is better than our plans. Staying consistent and being disciplined has been the most important thing that I did. And I found that it has been the lesson that life was trying to teach me, and that is for everything that you want to materialize, you're going to have the discipline. You're going to have to build the discipline because your discipline is what's going to take over when motivation fades. Beginning of the year, we're all fired up. I'm getting a new job, this and that. And then as time goes by and things are not happening exactly how you want them to, then motivation starts to fade. But if you've built enough discipline, your discipline is going to keep you going. It's what's going to make sure that you are consistent. You are consistently showing up each and every day and doing exactly what you are supposed to do. Another most important lesson that I feel like the past 6 months have been teaching me is the importance of having a clear vision. Once your vision becomes clear, all the things that you need to do, all the things that you are supposed to, you're going to make sure that you do exactly that. So at the beginning of the year, I set myself down, putting myself in a quiet space and asking myself, what do I want my year to look like? What do I want this year? What do I want to achieve this year that is going to make sure that I am a better person than I was last year? That is going to ensure that I am growing, because we all have long term goals, we all have long term visions. And so it's the little things, understanding that it's the little things that add up into that bigger picture. Nothing starts big, but you just have to start putting in the reps. I started creating a vision board for myself. This is how I want my year to look like. And I put pictures in there. And let me tell you, out of the 7 things that I said I want, 5 is already done. 5 is already in motion. It's happening. And the 2 things, only 2 things where tied up to me getting a job, getting employment, and getting some sort of an income. And now I'm positive that it's going to happen. Last but not least, surrendering to God. Surrender. We want to do everything and anything by ourselves, and we forget that we are not just the only creators, which is so important to understand that you are a creator of your reality, but you are co-creating with somebody else. You are co-creating with very much bigger forces, and that is God, it's the universe. I don't know what you believe it to be, but for me, the higher force, the infinite intelligence, that is what we are co-creating with. So it's very important that you surrender. How do you surrender? You show up each and every day. You show up when you said you're going to show up, and you do all that is in your control, and you let that which is not in your control be taken over by your God, by the universe, by the infinite intelligence, because God is not going to do things that you can do. No, He's not. He's going to just sit there and just watch you. It's so important that you understand what you can control and what you cannot control, because when you understand that, then you're going to know that, okay, this is how I'm showing up, and this and this is out of my control. There's nothing that I can do. I can only trust God. I can only trust the universe. So the past 6 months, as I said, have been very difficult for me, but keeping a positive mindset, affirming myself, journaling, creating a relationship with my God, and doing things that make sure that my faith is being filled up each and every day is what has helped me to go through that difficult phase. Being unemployed is so difficult. Not having a source of income is difficult. Living on people's handouts, people's generosity. You can't help feeling that you are now a burden to other people. You don't know how it made me feel after saying those affirmations, saying I'm powerful, saying I'm unstoppable, saying I'm not going to give up. All those things, they help to keep the fire burning. Remember, you need faith as little as a mustard seed. So make sure that you hang on to your faith, you hang on to your hope, because if that is gone, then I simply don't know. That means you are done. If you lose hope and you lose faith, you are done, because faith and hope is believing that things are going to get better. It is believing that whatever it is that you're going through, it's not going to remain like that forever. And so I didn't plan this video. I just felt like maybe somebody just like me is still going through that phase whereby things are not happening exactly how they want them to happen. And they are doing everything that they can possibly think of, things that they've been told that if you do this, then you're going to start seeing a shift in your life, and it doesn't happen. I hope this video resonated, and I hope that this video has given you some sort of hope, and it has helped to just lift your faith and your hope up, and you just keep going. Trust me, you just have to keep going. If you give up, you've written the verdict. If you give up, you already told God and the universe to just watch you, to just sit back and watch you, because you are saying that that thing is never going to happen. But if you keep going, if you keep going, if you keep showing up, then you are also increasing your chances of that thing happening. And one thing that I want to leave with you today, which I feel is so important, is that the things that we pray for don't always come exactly how we've prayed or hoped for them to come. God is going to answer your prayers in a completely different way. God is going to take you and in a completely different direction, just so you can get to where you want to be. So make sure that you're also not too rigid. You are not too structured. You build that flexibility that I know what I've asked for, and it's still, and chances are it may not come exactly how I expect it to come. And I hope to see you on my next video.